Hey.
Let me let you in. Emil, I know it's a bit fancy.
Ooh, look at this.
Welcome to the Model X, courtesy of our partners at Civilized Car Hire.
Hi, Civilized
Emil,
Car Hire.
Welcome to my car life stories.
How'd you do?
Right, should we just go and have a quick drive through your life?
Let's go for a quick drive through my life.
Let's do that. Yeah, so you've just had the European premiere of Soleseekers, the full first feature-length sneaker documentary, right?
Yes, trainer documentary.
Sorry,
We like to
wrong
use
country.
trainers. Wrong country. We like the word trainers.
Yeah. So what I thought today is, because you had that in Ritzy in Brixton,
Yeah.
I will take you back to that cinema just to kind of mark a checkbox in your story.
Okay.
But while we do that, I want to hear what inspired you to be so bold as to think that you could make a whole movie.
Oh, I could have made about 3 about the whole subject, even more. It's my 2 favourite passions, which are film and trainers.
Okay.
It's a bit of a no-brainer for me. Because what a lot of people don't really know is Soleseekers started as a world project. I wanted to start in England and go all over the world. It's got such a diverse trainer culture.
Yeah.
Like, it's the 3rd biggest consumer of trainers in the world.
Wow.
So think of anywhere else except America and Southeast Asia, we buy more trainers than. We buy £8 billion worth of trainers a year.
That's a lot of trainers for a little island.
That's a lot of trainers. So, but yeah, no one knows that. No one's ever represented that. No one's ever said that. So I wanted to basically capture all of that. So for life, everybody knows like how important Britain is for trainer culture.
Yeah, it was 4 years in the making.
It's 4 long, hard years.
Didn't want to mention that, but so obviously you didn't just get up and say, I'm going to make a film. How did you approach planning to make the film?
I got up and I said, I'm going to make a film.
Okay, so you did.
And obviously I've got a background in video, so I started years ago. And around the time of what they call the digital revolution, so when it started to go from film to video, that's when we could actually afford to do stuff.
Yeah.
Because before it was just basically rich kids or anyone who had all the equipment, and you had to go through the BBC or ITV. There was no other way around it. But obviously with the mini DV cameras and stuff like that, anyone can start picking up and making stuff. So obviously you do that, then you learn to edit. And I used to have this really old computer, and it used to take me like days to do stuff. I used to press like render, go to bed, get up, go to work, and if you were lucky, by the time you got home from work the next day after you started, it would have finished. And this is for 30-second stuff. And then I ran out of money and it just weren't working. I was like, oh, it's not it on the head. And then one of my friends was like, yeah, but you love doing it. I was like, no, but he goes, you got to do it again. So I was like, all right. Picked up a camera, carried on. And then in around 2008, I got made redundant.
Okay.
And it was the happiest day of my life.
What was your job? What was it?
I worked for a bank. No, I worked for an insurance company. And it was really boring, and it was a credit crunch. And the day that I got told that I was being made redundant, I was so happy, so happy. And I went and I bought a computer, and I just went filming. I did that for a couple of years, and I was like, oh, this is great. And then I went and ended up getting a normal job because there was more downs than ups.
Yeah.
But it never left me, so I'd go.
So what did you go back to?
I went back to another job in insurance.
Oh, okay, well.
And so I went back to that, but I was still doing the stuff for the weekends and everything. And then I was sitting there one day and I was like, oh, I can't do this anymore. I'm done. So I got up and then I just carried on filming. And then I remember reading this blog one time. I was reading this blog and I thought, this is really funny. It's a blog called Brothers in No Game.
Okay.
And I was like, this is really funny. And I emailed the guys and I was like, oh, you know what? You should turn this into a TV show. And they were like, oh, we don't know how. And I'm like, I'll get it. So I sat down with them. I goes, give me a script. They gave me a script. Sat down. We organised everything. Locations, casting, everything. Got it in. Got the actresses in. We sat down. We filmed it. And it got a really, really, really good response. And those guys are like flying high because of that. So that was really good, and it just lets you know that you can do something.
Yeah. So you
Like,
you saw an opportunity and you
So I was
positioned
like, this is
yourself to
me.
do
I'm
it.
like, this is me now, innit? Because I can take literally some pages off
Mm-hmm.
a computer screen and turn it into a living, breathing thing. And I was like, yeah, but what's my benchmark? What am I going to do for me? Because obviously I'm doing this stuff with other people, and I'm making other people's dreams come true.
Yeah.
But I'm like, what am I doing with mine?
Yeah.
So I'm like, what do I love? And I was like, I love trainers. And then I didn't realise I love trainers till you meet more people. And you're like, oh, they're all right. And you're like, yeah, I got them. And I'm like, oh, have you got these ones? You're like, yeah, what about these ones? Yeah. And then you realise, and things are getting more and more difficult. Before you could walk into a shop and buy trainers, now you might have to queue up overnight, or you've got to know somebody, or you've got to pay 300, 400, 500 quid for a computer bot to buy them for you, and all that kind of stuff. And it's just not the same.
Explain to my viewers what a bot is.
Basically, a bot is an automated add to cart scenario program, which basically it sniffs out the trainers you want, and as soon as they become available, it clicks on the button, it puts them in the basket, it puts in your details, and it checks it out for you. But it does it in microseconds.
Okay.
So that's why you go online.
Yeah.
You go online at 8 o'clock, but 8:00:01 second they're sold out.
Okay. So back to your story. So you realised that you had the potential. You wanted to make something for yourself now.
Definitely. So I basically was like, I need to make something for myself. I want to, and then I was toying with the idea because I lived in Amsterdam at the time.
Okay.
So I lived in Amsterdam, I was working in Amsterdam, and I was like, I want to do this. I'd come back to England at weekends, film little bits, take it back, edit it in Amsterdam, go back, and back and forth, and kind of build this stuff up. And I remember I'm approaching people. I approached Franklin, the King of Trainers.
Yes.
Had him in his car before.
Yes.
Had him before me. I'm not
What's
bitter.
in the box, Mr. King of Trainers?
I'm not bitter. You got it before me, but it's alright. It's alright. Big up Franklin. And I spoke to him like, yo, and he's like, yeah, we could do this. That's a brilliant idea. He's one of the first people to come, whatever you need, he's got me.
Yeah.
And we sat down, and he's like, speak to this guy, introduce me to this person, that person, this person. So it grew and grew and grew. Because you know you love something, but there's a whole community. But some of these communities are really warm and welcoming. Some are a bit elitist. They're a bit stush. They're like, oh, you've got those. Like, I don't know if we could. And you're like, all right, bro, fine, whatever. But then you just get more and more enamored to people as you go along. And and you realise how big and how vast the community is. Because it's probably shrunken since I've started and grown again.
Okay.
Because some people, they just get rid of all their trainers, they just sell them, they've had enough, whatever. And then you get other people that pick them all up again.
I don't know how you could if you collected them. How can you sell?
Well, mate, if you have to realise these are things that take up actual space.
Yeah.
I know people that probably spend more on just keeping trainers than you've ever spent on trainers in your life.
Have you ever had to have like storage for your trainers?
Yes, I've got 3 storage spaces at the moment. One of them, the landlord is not very happy with me, and I've been told I have to move them.
Is that your mum or something?
Okay, fine. Like, she's like, get these things out of my house.
Okay, so, time to move you and your things out.
I don't mind why you got shoes in the house. How you gonna wear these shoes? Oh, you're a centerpiece. Some people have got catalogued Excel sheets. They've got Polaroids of the shoes. They've got clear cases. They've got put them in date order, release order, design order, colour order. There's people have various ways of maintaining their collections.
Yeah.
And that's something else you realise as well. Like, it's deep. It's a big thing.
When did you start driving? I
started late, actually, because I used to live next to the tube station. So I didn't really need to drive that much. And literally... This
was cleared up South London, either.
Yeah. No, it was South London. I'm from South West, innit? So basically, all my friends lived on the 133 bus route.
Okay.
And I literally could get on a bus, and we'd say, I'm getting the 8 o'clock bus, and the 8:07, my other mate will be there, 8:14. Like, literally. So imagine you're in a crowd of 10 of you, and you all live on the same bus route. So anywhere we went, we just all got the same place, right? And so it was that. And then one of my boys started driving first, and that's when he's like, let's go to Birmingham, let's go to Roller Express, which is actually... What did you go to Birmingham for? To sample what it's like in West Bromwich, stuff like that.
Like the accent, did you?
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I then, started driving out, I think 22 or 23 or
something. Yeah, late bloomer.
I know.
What I noticed is when I went to...
it was a Fiat Uno.
Oh,
sexy. It's a Fiat. Oh no, there was no sexy cars in my life. I've had a lot of cars, and there's only a few that go into the category of sexy.
Okay.
Most of them just were not sexy. They had to be like, is it under £1,000?
Okay.
Check.
Whatever, it got you from A to B. Who cares, right?
You name it. From the cars that I can remember are the Fiat Uno.
Yeah.
I had a Renault 4, not even a Renault 5.
No.
Then I bought a Metro. And then I bought another Metro.
They were good cars.
Then I bought my girlfriend a Metro.
Wow.
And
Bossy.
then, yeah, I know, I'm balling here, babes. Bought you a car. Yeah. It's for less than a pair of frozen trainers. But it doesn't matter. But
you would have spent more on the trainers on that car, right?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah, at the time. And then I got into Japanese cars. So I got a Honda Civic.
Okay.
I had 2 of those as well. And then after the Honda Civics, I got into Golfs. Oh my gosh, did I get into Golfs? I've had like 6 Golfs. I've had GTIs, GTEs, GTs, GT turbos.
What was it about the Golf that you liked so much?
It was, my mum had one from when we were little.
Okay.
And she had the Mark 1. And I've always wanted a Mark 1 convertible. I still haven't owned one to this day. But that was like my dream car. I want a Mark 1 convertible. And then I got Mark 1, then I got Mark 2, Mark 3, then I got Mark 4, then I got Mark 5. And just kept buying and buying Golfs. And I was like, you know what? And at this time, everyone in the world had a Golf. And I'm like, all right, let me just try and be different. Black guy in a Golf is like standard. Do you know what I mean? Like
black guy in a pair of Huaraches, isn't it?
No, it's the same thing. You'd go to a garage, and the road is full of Golfs. It's the whole road is full of Golfs, yeah? And you're just like, all right, maybe it's time for be a bit different. And so I was like, what am I going to go for next? And I was like, I want an A3. Okay. And they were really, really expensive at the time because basically the A3 was made to be the equivalent of the BMW 3 Series. It went after the same market, so it was the same money. You're like, this car is tiny, it's big money. It's just like a Porsche Golf. It's big money. And so until I drove it, I was like, I see now. It was just plush, it was nice, it was comfortable. And then after that, I had a Mark 1 A3, I think. And then it started to look a bit dated because they brought the Mark 2 out. So I was like, all right, I want to step up. So what I did then was I bought a TT.
Okay.
And I was like, now this is a car. All right, and to be fair, nowadays it was a posh Golf, but at the time it was groundbreaking. Nothing else looked like it. Nothing else drove like it. It was just amazing, just the styling and everything else. I absolutely loved the TT, and I had that for ages and ages and ages. And I'd drive it, like I went up and down, the car looked really, really nice. But then it started to age a bit, and it's got quite a racing stance it's made. So it's not that comfortable for long journeys. You're always ready to go like this. Like, so I couldn't get to, it wasn't that relaxing to drive. So I was like, okay, let me go fake. And then I got a new A3 and I absolutely loved it. I loved my A3. And it blacked out, black leather, black alloys, black everything. And then I upgraded the stereo systems. It was Bluetooth, DVD, and you have to remember this is the thing a long time ago. And I absolutely loved that car. I was like, there's nothing, I don't want another car.
Did you have one of those little Bluetooth ear?
I did have one of them, and I had like the Nokia one. Some of them were big. Nokia, Parrot, you name it, like I had all of them. So I'm driving around in this A3 and I'd go everywhere in it, and I was like, it's got a paddle shift. It's got to have paddle shift. I used that paddle shift. I had the car for about 4 years. I used that paddle shift 6 times in those 4 years. You just don't need it. Like, you just don't need it. It's clear that I wasted time, but I just wanted to have it. I'm like, I've got to have it. Got to have it. I'm not buying a car and it's got paddle shift. So, and it was a DSG, so it just changed gears smooth. I was just nice. I just loved it. I just loved it. And I had that car for ages and ages and ages and ages. And then I moved to Amsterdam and I kept the car. And then about 7 months, I think the insurance come up, tax come up. I'm like, I haven't driven the car for 7 months. Like, it's in another country, just gathering dust. So I was like, oh, let me get rid of it. When I came back to England, I bought a Saab just to run around in.
As we pass.
Yeah, as we pass the Saab. And I had that Saab for about a month. And I was like, you know what, it's not really what I want. So I went and got a Porsche. And I had a Boxster, and I actually loved the Boxster.
That's a bit of a jump. Come on.
It's a little bit of a jump. It's a little bit of a jump. But I had the Boxster, and I actually loved it. It was nippy, zippy, loved the roof, bombing around in it. Lovely, lovely, lovely car. Impractical as hell. But I loved it. But I could fit my sexy camera equipment in it. But then when I stepped up with the filming and got more equipment, it just didn't fit in. So I was like, okay, time to move on. So I was like, what's the natural progression? I was like, a Porsche Cayenne. I'm getting a Porsche Cayenne. Got this Porsche Cayenne. It's like a bus. The car is like a bus. It's an absolute, complete and utter waste of time to drive.